Hi, it's Alicia and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you see from my background, I am here in Jade's room. As you saw from the title, we're going to be talking about my baby girl. Jade, our daughter, is 21 months now. Time really flies, but she's 21 months and I wanted to do a little recap on my pregnancy with her and how everything went and something to save and preserve some memories. We are moving, as you might know from videos before, but we are about to take everything off the walls in here, put everything in boxes, and I'm feeling a little emotional, a little nostalgic, so I thought this would be a good time to maybe sit down and run through a few things that were milestones, I think, in the pregnancy and in having Jade and all of that. So if you're interested, definitely continue watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from our family, not only about our sweet baby girl, but also about, you know, what else we're going through, our move, all of that, definitely stick around by subscribing. Like I mentioned, our daughter is 21 months. She's going to be 2 in May of 2021. She's our first only little girl, and we hope to have more. A lot of people have been asking recently, I don't know if Jade's gonna be 2, that she's old news right now, but everyone's been asking, are you guys gonna have more kids, anything like that? So we would like to have more kids, but right now we just want to get moved, settle in Florida, and see what happens. That's where we are right now with that. I still feel like 2 years flew by so quickly that it literally feels like I just had her. The memories of finding out and just going through the whole process of pregnancy and all of that feels so fresh in my mind, which is amazing for me. But I wanted to document a little bit so we can look back on these, and you know, if I have a baby in the future, it would be nice to kind of compare the two. I have some bullet points just to stay on track, because if you know me at all, I can talk and get off topic so easily. The first thing, how did I find out? When did I find out? I found out I was pregnant on September 20th, 2018. I remember that day because my cousin's bachelorette party was the next day, and I remember packing and I was thinking, I haven't got my period yet. And then I was getting kind of like annoyed that it's going to be coming while I'm in New York enjoying a girls trip. So I thought about it. I looked at my calendar because I do have, you know, the app on my phone, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I take a test because I had one here. I guess I took it wrong, or I did something wrong because it didn't give me a clear read, and so it was like error message. So I'm like, oh goodness. So I go to CVS at like 11 o'clock at night, and Jerome is sleeping. He has no idea that I left, and I got a test. I got a 3-pack. I think there was 1 digital and 2 regular, so I took all 3, and they came out all positive. So I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm leaving for New York the next day. My flight is early, Jerome's leaving for work early, and I needed to tell him, you know, before going on this weekend getaway. For some reason, he ended up waking up around like 2 a.m., which is fine because I couldn't sleep anyway. So he needed to use the bathroom or something, and I told him, I was like, well, go in the guest room, like don't go here. And I was like, just go see what's in there. And he was just like, what? And I had them on the toilet seat, just like laying there, because I didn't know like how else or where else to put it or how to tell him. You'll see the video. He was so sweet. He was like, oh my God. But yeah, yes. So that was really, really cute. And the next day, like I said, I'm going to New York. So it's just 3 of us. It's my cousin, my sister, and I. And we're here, you know, to celebrate my cousin. She's getting married, and we wanted to have like the best time. So I was not bummed, because obviously I wasn't bummed that I was pregnant, but you know, I wanted to have like still a good time with her. Get to New York, and my sister and my cousin are there, and they're waiting on me. So I end up meeting them in the lobby, and there's a bar there. And as soon as they see me, my cousin gives me this little bottle of, I think it was vodka or something. She said, first, let's have this shot. And I I didn't even get a chance to like register, right? So I told her, I was like, no, I haven't eaten anything. Like it's still early. I need to get some food. And she's like, oh, okay. Okay. So she went to the restroom. And when she went to the restroom, I took that chance and I told my sister and I just showed her on my phone the picture of the test. And my sister started like crying and like, you know, trying to keep herself together. I knew I had to tell Crystal because, well, one, we're pretty close. And then two, she's gonna be like, you're not drinking. They weren't disappointed or anything. They were so excited, like, and those are the first two, other than Jerome, that knew. So when I got back from New York, Jerome and I were talking about it, of course, and we definitely had to tell our families. So when we were telling our families, I actually told everyone over FaceTime individually. So Jerome and I, we took that little onesie that my sister got us and pretty much used that to tell our family via FaceTime. So first people we called was my brother and sister-in-law, I think. I don't even know the order, honestly. I remember showing my brother and sister-in-law the onesie, and because my niece she was only a few months old, but they thought the onesie was for Amira, and then they realized, wait, it's you, you're pregnant. So yeah, that's how they found out. Everyone else, my parents, my dad, my mom, they were all like in tears. Jerome's parents, everybody, his sister, brother, and still at that time we had no idea how far along. When I looked at the calendar, I think I was like 7 or 8 weeks, but I still didn't really know, like, make sure everything was good. That time that I had to wait from my positive test to actually going to the doctor, it was like 2 weeks, but it was the longest 2 weeks ever. When we did our announcement, it was actually in November. So I want to say we were like 13 or 14 weeks. It was for Thanksgiving. I had my brother and his kids and Jerome's sister and our nieces and nephews all take a picture together, and we had them do the announcement for us, because if you know us, our nieces and nephews, like, they're everything for us. It worked out really good, and those are pictures that both sides of the family is like part of. So for both Jerome and I, finding out the sex was definitely a must. I am not very patient as far as I am a planner. I like to know what's going on, and I want to make sure I like cross my T's and dot my I's and all of that. So when it came to finding out the sex, we definitely wanted to know. We found out as soon as possible at 20 weeks at that anatomy scan. They were able to do that, but we didn't do like the early tests or anything like that. But we did wait until 20 weeks.
My sister-in-law actually did our gender reveal. She was the only one to know, so as soon as I got this envelope, I brought it right over to her.
I just don't want like something to fall out. Hold on.
Rex and Mike did not find out the sex of their kids before they were born, so this was even more special.
Aww. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Came up with Jade's name. When we were getting married, we got married at this restaurant, but the bartender we had, she was a really, really nice girl, and we were talking to her, telling her, you know, we're gonna get married here and all of that, and she was just so nice and telling us ways that we can get different liquor packages and just get the liquor that we wanted at the wedding. Her name was Jade, and when I heard that, I was just like, oh my god, I love that name, and it just really stuck with me. So even though I had a list of names, as soon as we found out that she was a girl, her name was Jade. Both Jerome and I really liked it, and it was really, you know, the only name that we could think of for our first girl. For our baby shower, it was in early 2019, so it was pre-pandemic. We were able to have an in-person baby shower, and like you probably know, and I've said it so many times, I'm here in Virginia, but all of our family is in Orlando. So we actually did the baby shower in Orlando, and we registered with Amazon, and it was really nice because Amazon, if you haven't looked at their registries, they have such a great way of tracking who got you what, and it's so helpful when you're sending your thank you cards and all of that. So I loved using Amazon, and if we have any kids in the future, I'm probably going to use Amazon again. So loved that. As far as pain, I don't think my pregnancy was bad at all. There were certain things, I know I could go into like greater depth in another video, but As far as my pregnancy, I felt like it was really smooth. I have a few things that I remember, like specifically like not feeling well or feeling pain. But right now, kind of like off the cuff, I think heartburn was a big thing for me. And at 33 weeks, sleeping became really hard. Other than that, it was pretty easy. I think a lot of it had to do, especially toward the end, with Jade being breeched. And it was very, very difficult to sleep and move. And as she was getting bigger, it just made it a little harder, especially like on my back. So with Jade being breeched, I actually had a C-section. It was a planned, scheduled C-section.
Hey, how you doing?
You know, this is no Monday morning for me.
Walk into the hospital.
And as far as I'm concerned, it was like rainbows and butterflies. I always tell everyone, anyone who asks me about, you know, C-section or how my delivery went, I had a really good experience. But I knew pretty early, I would say about 28, 29 weeks, I knew that I would probably have a C-section. And I kind of got it in my mind early. And like I've mentioned, I am a planner, so I was just able to wrap my mind around it. I think maybe my experience would have been different if it wasn't planned or if it were an emergency situation and I trusted my doctors. Of course, you know, if Jade did flip and she put herself in the proper position, head down, then maybe it would have been different. But with the C-section, she didn't end up moving and it just turned out to be such a great experience. My doctor, she's part of a practice and I'm so glad that she was the one. She was so calming and it went like 15 minutes, baby out.
Jerome and Jade went to the post-op room before I did. I had to finish getting cleaned up and I met them there in the sweetest way ever.
Jerome has his own version of how it went, but to me, I don't know if it's the drugs or what, but I felt like eureka. Like I felt so like at ease with the whole situation and just the whole, I can get into another video on how it went and I can have Jerome with me if you guys are interested. That might be fun actually. So was I nervous to have Jade or to bring a baby home? I don't think I was very nervous actually. I can't even remember being scared or anything like that. I felt like, honestly, YouTube really prepared me for a lot of any questions I had. I like literally dived into everyone's videos to see like what to bring and what to pack and what to have for baby. So there's so many different videos out there that I felt very prepared. Everything else fell into place. I think a lot of it had to do with having support of Jerome, having support of our families, and having doctors that I trusted. My brother and sister-in-law came that day, you know, to see Jade and to see us. And my sister, she's actually in Fort Lauderdale, and she was here, maybe not that day now that I think about it, but I know by the time I was discharged, my sister was here. And then my mom came shortly after and my dad. So Jerome's dad came from Trinidad. So we had family coming and going at least for like the first, I would say 3 to 5 months. And then Jerome's mom did stay for like an extended time. Even though we are far away, like they really, you know, just having their support, like I mentioned, meant everything because it doesn't matter how far they are, you know, they will make the time to come. And that was amazing. I can't thank them enough because just even having their support, even if, you know, there's not much they can do if I'm nursing or whatever, just having their support and like helping with laundry and cooking and, you know, going to the groceries or getting food, like that is so important. And I don't know how people do it without that support for sure, because Jerome and I, you know, we're doing our thing and trying to make sure baby's doing well and staying on top of her poopy diapers and her eating how many ounces and she was spitting up. So there's so many things as parents you're dealing with. To have that extra support is everything for sure. I'm gonna try to cut this video down as much as possible, but if there's any questions or anything you want to know a little bit more of, or any videos you think I should make, to go into a little more depth. I'm really happy to. I could probably talk your ear off. I don't want to, but I could. But if you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like this video, again, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from our channel, our family, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!